Hey, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. It's Jeff here. It's been a while since I've seen you and checked in. I've been busy all summer working on cars, doing projects, so I thought I would check in and see how you're doing this summer. Today, for my car care tip of the week, I'm going to introduce you to my neighbor Eric. He's quite the home mechanic, and he got a really cool new toy that I want to introduce you to. So let's go over and say hi to Eric.
Hey, my name's Eric. I'm neighbors with Jeff the mechanic, and I'm going to show off my little 36 Dodge pickup truck that I've got here. Got a small block 318 Dodge Mopar motor in it. Got about 450 horsepower. Work in progress, probably 20 years. I bought it from, I call him my father. He's a guy that led me to Christ about 25, 30 years ago. And it came up available and he wanted me to have it, so I was lucky enough to purchase it. He did a lot of work on it himself. But over the last year and a half or so, it's been a big project for my wife and I. We got the interior, we've started. It didn't have an interior in it. So still working on door panels and carpet panels in it. Got the seat upholstered and put the new dash in it and power windows and lots of work.
Hey, Eric, from a mechanic perspective here, tell us, there's some little foil stuff in there. Tell us about what that's all about.
Okay, so that's a sound deadening product that helps, first of all, keep the heat from coming through the floorboard, and also keeps it quieter inside. A lot of the echoing and stuff from the engine sounds.
What do you got going in the back of your truck here? It looks like you did a little...
This is actually called sea deck. It's boat decking. So it kind of gives it that appearance of being kind of a oak type of floor, but it's actually removable. So I can just take it out and still use it as a truck. Because my hope was to have a fun, pretty truck, but something usable.
Hey, so, you got a cool gift for your birthday.
I did.
Tell us about that.
So come on in the garage here.
So what is it?
It's a car lift. So I actually got a full 4-post car lift to go in here in my short little garage. I'm kind of considering it a neighborhood gift, so we can all change our oils in the neighborhood and kind of a community lift. Hopefully this weekend we'll have it all put together and be able to raise and lift cars.
Yeah, baby, that's cool. Yeah. How many mechanics have one of these in their garage?
Yeah.
I'm used to doing, Jeff's car care tip of the week, and so why don't we do Eric's car care tip of the week? You have any tip for us?
I have one good tip for you,
all
Jeff.
Right.
When you're working on a car, sometimes bad things happen. So you need to always be prepared. Have a fire extinguisher available just in case the fire starts.
Thanks, man. Hey, family, it is so good to see you today. I hope that this Wednesday finds you well, and I hope that during this beautiful August that you are finding some times of refreshment for your soul and for your body, and just enjoying God's creation. I know that these are challenging times, but as we prepare for this fall, whatever that might hold, I pray that this month you might find some time of refreshment for your soul. A few things that might help with that going on in the life of our church. One is happening this coming Friday night at 7 o'clock, and that is another bonfire worship night. Last time we did it, it was awesome, great response. And what we're going to do is we're just going to live stream that event. And so it'll just be a time of worshiping together. And I just want to invite you to join maybe with some friends and gather with your family around a bonfire. If you don't have a bonfire, come up with something creative. And I would encourage you to make a dessert. Whatever your favorite dessert is, make that, take some pictures of it, because we're going to be doing some prizes, okay? We're going to do some prizes for the best, at least looking dessert, since we can't taste it with you. We're going to do some prizes for best bonfire and best creative non-fire. So I want to encourage you to get into this, have some fun with it with your family. Maybe invite a few friends over, because we can we're allowed to still have that. Maybe 5 people over outside of your family, and just gather around a fire and enjoy the evening together. So that's this coming Friday night, 7 o'clock. Please be a part of that. And you can log on the same place you do when you watch our weekend services on YouTube. Also, I want to just remind you, all during August, we're doing every other week services outside. And so this coming Sunday, we're going to be doing Church in the Field. So if you haven't been a part of that, it's just fun to be together, to hear each other's voices, to just worship together with some other people. It's really a cool time. And if you can't get out or you're away, don't worry. We're always going to be putting these online. However, we want to invite you to come in person and participate in one of these services. So this Sunday, you do have to sign up because we have a limit of 100 people per service. So please go to sbcc.tv or on Facebook and you can sign up to attend one of those services this coming Sunday morning. Look forward to seeing you there. Also, our drive-through back-to-school event is coming up in just a couple of weeks, and even though we don't know exactly what back-to-school is going to look like, we know that there's many families in our community who are going to have needs for some real basic items, whether they're in the classroom or not. And for many years, we've been serving our community this way. And this year, it's going to look a little bit different. People are going to drive through, and we're going to give them, backpacks and new underwear and socks and things like that. And I've been told that that we're doing all right on the backpack side, but we're still in great need of new underwear and socks in order to really meet the need of our community. And so please look on Facebook. Please look on sbcc.tv to find out how you can help meet those needs. This is a great way to serve and to give to our community. Also, we still need some volunteers who could come on those days and could be available out in our parking lot just to be a warm, smiling face to our community and to be giving these things out. So if you'd like to serve and be a part of that, you can sign up in those same places as well. I think that's it for, there's one other announcement I almost forgot about. On September 13th, we're going to be doing outdoor services as well over in the field and to pray for good weather. And on that weekend, we're also going to be doing baptisms. Every fall, every September, we've been in the habit of doing outdoor baptisms, and we're going to be doing that again this year. And so if you've made a decision to follow Jesus with your life, and you have not yet followed him in that process of going public with your faith through baptism, I want to invite you to do that. And we need to know about that so we can talk to you about what baptism's all about. So if you would like to do that, please, by the 6th, let us know. You can go to sbcc.tv and you can say, I'm interested in baptism, and we will get back to you and somebody will talk with you about that. And we would love to have a bunch of people who have made decisions to follow Jesus do so publicly in this crazy time of COVID and all of that, but to make that declaration to follow Jesus. Looking forward to those services. So the 13th is when we're going to be doing that. Please, if you've made that decision, let us know. We'd love to baptize you. Hey, just as kind of a word of encouragement for you, as I've been kind of walking through this season, what my heart keeps coming back to is this deep-seated belief, as I've been praying for a long time, that God would revive his church, that God would do something new and fresh in this world. I can't help but think that maybe God wants to use this crazy time as a precursor for what he wants to do in the world. In fact, in one of the classes I'm taking right now, we're looking back at history and how God has prepared his church and how he's prepared leaders to be used. And oftentimes he uses a great movement of God is preceded by some time of difficulty as God works during that time on the hearts and the character of his people in preparation for how he wants to use them. And in fact, I was looking back at history, and about every 500 years, there has been a great movement of God. In 500, there was. In 1099, there was a great movement of God. In the 1500s, there was the Reformation, which means that we're ready, we're ripe right now for a great movement of God. And I just keep thinking, what if God wants to use this season of COVID, all of the upheaval in our world, and even upheaval in the church, to sort of refine his people, to kind of walk us through this season so that he might prepare our hearts to do something great. I would love that. I'm just wondering, if that's true, then how are you responding to this season? 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 says this, "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved with various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." I love that idea that it gives this picture of the testing of gold through fire. And you probably know that that's part of that process, right? Just taking out all the impurities and removing the dross of the gold so that it's more refined. And God does the same thing with his people. And maybe this is a time of refinement. And I'm just wondering, how are you responding to God's refinement these days? How are you responding to the insecurities and the unknown and all of the turmoil that's going on? Is this pressing you into your faith to cling to the things you know to be true, or has it caused you to kind of pull away? Because God wants to use this, because I'm just convinced that God has something big for his church in the days and the years to come. And I want to be ready, and I want you to be ready for whatever that is. And I just know that to be ready, it starts with the heart. God wants to refine your heart. He wants to prepare my heart. He wants to work on our character, to make sure that what we trust in is him and him alone. And I pray that you'll press into him during these days, because I can't wait to see what he's going to do on the other side of this. Hey, I can't wait to see you this weekend as we worship together. God bless you. Have a great week.